There's something very powerful about having a central character who is a vulnerable young woman. Intelligent, vulnerable, little geeky, who you connect with. And I think that the whole idea of connecting with a character is missed in a lot of the subsequent horror movies that just basically tried to replicate the action and actually exaggerate the action without replicating what was key, which is this connection to this girl. They're taking advantage of this reality TV fascination that we as a culture have, and obviously have put a sinister coating over that, and it's very effective. I knew there was going to be a meeting with these two people, and I knew that she was going to say something to him. And so what I asked them to do was make sure that what she said was, "I am not afraid of you. So you have failed." So ultimately your boogeyman thing has failed. I'm happy to be able to work with this crew and these actors. It's fun. I certainly have moved on from these movies, but I am trying to give my all in this last sequence to just make sure that I say what I feel like Laurie really wants to say, and that I send her off with a kind of a little bit of poetry. Laurie obviously has changed over the years. It's not like she's this little repressed virgin anymore. I mean, she's a weathered, tired, beaten down human being because of all of the things she has suffered through. And the guilt and the shame, you know, I mean, obviously she's caused other people to die. I mean, there's, yeah, a whole series of traumas that have occurred for this person. So I'm not, I think the little girl we once knew and liked a lot is no longer, you know, really who's here anymore.
I think Jamie Lee, you know, is in a way the original Scream Queen. So you almost feel like you want to do good by her and make, you know, her proud because it's kind of her baby in a way. But it's awesome. I mean, you're not doing something that is a brand new idea, which sometimes can be great, but sometimes can be scary. I mean, you really are part of something that is an old establishment and a very respected one and has a great fan base. So it's great. It's one of those things that it doesn't matter how many times you've seen the Halloween films or how many times you've seen the mask sitting on the mannequin. It catches you and your stomach just like drops, and it's really, I mean, there's not a lot of acting involved when you're, you know, running away from him or doing whatever you do with him. It's frightening and terrifying, and I think there's something that's you know, that separates it from all the other horror films in that there is this persona behind the mask that we don't really know anything about except what we saw when he was a little kid. She's scared of her own shadow, basically. You know, she not really sure on the guy end of things, not really sure where she fits into this whole group because they are a wild and crazy bunch, and not really quite sure how she got roped into this whole experiment. It reminds me kind of like going to my first party in high school, and you just kind of stand at the edge of it and look in, and you're not quite sure where you fit in, and you want to, but you don't really know how. And I think that the people that she's surrounded by probably all have attributes that she wishes she had. You know, the ability to be more outgoing, or the ability to dress as funky as, you know, say Donna does, and then that kind of thing. But she just doesn't know how. She is one of a kind. I mean, I don't think that you meet that many people, especially in this business, who just have it completely together. And she is, she's a professional. She's someone definitely that you look at and go, if that's where I'm headed for, it's not a bad place to be. She's awesome. So only the highest of regards for her. It was just the way that she carried herself around the set and making sure that things were proper. And it's something that you would do anyway as an actor, but one got the sense that it wasn't so much for herself or for us as a cast, but for the people that were out there that have been there since the beginning.
I asked my son, he was 17, why do you pay money to get scared? He said, Daddy, I take a girl to the movies. After 5 minutes, either she's hugging me or I'm grabbing her. Who is Michael Myers? Michael Myers is a mask. I mean, anybody could be under the mask and all this. But always my struggle is that really the Michael Myers is a shape. The least we see him, the more effective it is. Leave it to the imagination of the audience.
It's pretty strange to go back to a genre I haven't visited for 20 years, because I did Halloween 2 and then I never did another horror film. And horror was not a genre that I gravitated toward for any other reason than the freedom to photograph and film conceive visually. It seems to me that horror films give you great visual latitude, because as long as you hit the requirement of horror films, which is to scare people, nobody's particularly concerned in what manner the film is photographed. And that's kind of fun, and it's very liberating. Kids are picking up digital cameras, both still cameras and video cameras, and really creating their own worlds. So when I read the script, it seemed to me it had this sort of millennium sensibility to it, which was to mix digital video and film and create sort of an interchangeable new medium.
Now that I'm getting the opportunity to be a part of something that I've been a fan of for such a long time, it's a whole nother level of appreciation for it, because I get to see the things that I've been a fan of for so long. It's astonishing me to see how they put together the whole, the Michael Myers being, and the energy that has to go with him, and everything from the movement to his strength to his, just the vibe about him. You get to understand it from a better and a different perspective that I can appreciate in a whole new way. I'm a horror flick fan overall, but I'm a fan of this movie in particularly just because, out of the Freddy Kruegers and the Michael Myers and the different, the Draculas and all of them, I mean, Michael Myers was just the one that never had nothing to say. He just bust your ass or destroy a couple of things or kill a whole bunch of people, and the same expression to be on his face every single time, because he always wore that mask. So there was just always this mystery and this never-ending suspense thing about who and what and how and why is Michael Myers. You know what I'm saying? Freddie is this guy that is pretty much like an aspiring young entrepreneur, and he's doing his thing, and he got his little business mind focus on, and he's getting this company together he calls Dangertainment, and it's this thing on the internet where he thought about a concept, which was to broadcast a live action as it was happening television or internet series through this contest that he put together where 6 students were chosen to go into the home of the most brutal mass murderer in all history, which is Mike Myers. She's definitely exciting to be around in many ways. For one, she's fun, so that definitely breaks the ice. It ain't feeling as, you know, tight-collared and super uniform. It's a nice free spirit, and we're vibing majorly in a good way, so it helps.
I think being in this horror movie is gonna help me to deal with other horror movies because I'll be able to see the process, how people die, you know, the body doubles, the special effects. So maybe breaking it down like this will help me deal with going to the Cineplex and experiencing it, not being too scared. Nora Winston is Freddie Harris's, she'd like to say producer, although he tends to credit her as his assistant, how men tend to do. When you're a woman, they want to keep you in your place. And she is not desperate, but she's very, she wants to move up the ladder. She's very upset with how Freddie, you know, treats her and tries to keep her in the background, and he gets all the camera attention, and she's trying to change that. Yeah, Rick has been really amazing. You bring, you know, ideas to the table, and he really listens to you rather than just cutting you down and saying, I'm the director, no. I mean, he really listens, and I came up with this idea that Nora's addicted to candy, and he's like, oh, that's great. And I came up with interesting ways to use the candy with Busta's character, Freddie, and, you know, he's all for it. And he's all into us ad-libbing, and, you know, he lets the actors have their freedom, which is beautiful. Yeah, it was really nice because he was like, yo, Ma, you know, when I heard you was doing this, you know, I was like, oh, you know, it's cool because, like, we had that past thing going, you know, so I have, like, this comfort level with you. So, likewise, Buster. What's really cool about Halloween 8 to me is that it is current. It's what's on the pulse, you know, of the world right now, the internet. And I love that, the fact that it is so current, that it is speaking to people now, and how the kids have the cameras, and it's not just like someone filming them, but they're actually, you know, it's from their point of view. The weird and scary thing about Mike Myers to me is I see him walking around, you know, on set, and he has this mask, and it doesn't have any emotion. So that's spooky to me, to be able to kill and just to have this kind of stoic face. It's like,
because it's horror, because it has a certain, because Halloween has a certain campy element to it. You know, one can allow themselves the freedom to just feel okay about playing and not worry about, you know, my acting, just to play and to essentially to get to the essence of acting, which is, you know, having a good time. To me, that, you know, that's what it offers. I think that ultimately he's probably a victim of fashion, and, you know, the whole anti-hero concept has come full circle. Now, you know, he's symbolic of, you know, the rebel, but the commercialized rebel, maybe. It's scary to see him on set, you know? It's like, there he is walking around all the time. I don't even know who's playing him. I've never even met the guy. He just walks around. I don't even know if he has a face under it. And he walks around, he's got that mask on, and, you know, he kind of, it isn't, I don't know, it's spooky. What makes him so scary? The mask. The mask.
I play Rudy Grimes. He's basically a very ambitious young chef who sees going into this house and doing this Michael Myers thing as like a good promotion for his ambitions to become a worldwide, internationally known chef and open his own business and all that stuff. On one hand, it's serious stuff. I mean, people are dying, but on the other hand, it's a horror movie. It's Halloween, so we laugh about every scene. Like we have like our own alternative version of every scene that's funny, and we crack ourselves up. I mean, all we do is laugh. Like when we're not running and screaming, we're laughing. So it's fun. There's something about the Halloween movies that gets you to care about the characters that are being chased and killed. You know, I think that the Halloween movies, from what I've seen, I haven't seen a lot of them, but from what I've seen, they get you to a point where you care about the people. And so when they're in danger, you actually care that they're in danger. And I think that that makes the difference. I think, I mean, I'm not a horror expert, but I suspect that in an average horror movie, you don't get to really know the characters that well, so you don't really care that much when they die, you know. And I think in this movie and in the other ones, you really get to know them and you like them, and that's what gives you that tension when they're in trouble. I think that people like to be affected emotionally in whatever way it is, whether it's to be scared or moved with romance, or, you know, moved with sadness or great joy. You know, anything that taps into your emotions, people, I think, latch onto it. And being scared is something that's very immediate, very sharp, and I think that just goes along with that general need we have to be affected emotionally when we go to a play or see a movie.
Jen is crazy. She's the comic relief in a sense, just because she cares about people, but she really cares about herself and what she looks like. And when she does care about other people, it's more about how they look, so you know they're not embarrassed for themselves. And she's really smart, but it just doesn't. I hope she's really smart, but it doesn't really come across because she's very hyperactive, and she's always everywhere, and definitely a fun character. I've never had an opportunity to play a character like this. That's kind of the blonde one that you kind of hope she dies. We found out about it on a Friday, and then I left on Sunday, and I was like jumping up and down in my bed, and all my friends, I have a friend that's living with me now, and another friend was over, and I was like jumping on the bed, and they were like, "What movie did you get?" And I was like, "Halloween! Yeah!" Like, I was just so excited. Rick's really cool. Yeah, he definitely gives you the opportunity to take a step and be a little bit more creative, and do the research on your character and bring that into the film, because, like, you know, you've read the script and you become this person in a sense, and then Rick comes in and he's kind of like, you know, the father figure that's like, well, what do you know, and it's fun, and he's just as crazy as we are, which is really cool. He's like a big kid.
Donna Chang is an ever-changing, chameleon-like, effervescent academic, really highly analytical and intelligent, and sort of a dry wit, Euro trash, goth, the brain of the bunch. I think she's come along to throw in a different perspective to help. She's gonna be one of the people who's not completely buying into the whole, oh, Mike Myers. She's there to sort of stand back, even try to maybe expose it a little, or debunk it, or bring in a different perspective.
I've always wanted to do a horror film, and why not be a part of the one that pretty much started this kind of genre that it's in. He's a law student, and basically, Bill, I don't want to like, because I've talked with Rick, the director, a bunch of times, and he didn't really want to like peg him into one sort of thing. but he's definitely like a little bit of a jerk, a little bit of a womanizer, a little bit of, you know, the guy who doesn't care, and a little bit of just a little off kilter from the rest of the group.
Golf, take one, guide track, Naomi Mark.
Action.
Hello, Michael. But you would have never found my son. You want to turn him, you guys? Yeah. Should we go back? Are we keeping rolling or cutting?
Keep rolling. Right. Okay. Go and action.
Hello, Michael. I knew you'd come for me sooner or later. But you would have never found my son.
Yeah, 33 golf, take two, guide track, Naomi Mark.
Frank. And action.
Hello, Michael. What took you so long? I knew you'd come for me sooner or later.
Three golf, take three, guide track, Naomi Mark.
And Frank. And action.
Hello, Michael. What took you so long? I knew you'd come for me sooner or later. Well, you would have never found my son. I made sure of that.
Speed.
Good height.
Speed.
Higher. Good height, Rick. Where's Rick?
That looks good. It's about 4 or 5 inches higher, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now.
A-roll 40's up.
And action.
Hello, Michael. What took you so long? I knew you'd come for me sooner or later. But you would have never found my son.
I'm not going that far anyway. But... No, don't do that. Go for your... I'm not worried about that.
And Jamie will. You know, the other problem is because he's actually facing that, so in fact, this way. It just is kind of slightly.
Go, guide track, Naomi Mark.
And Frank.
And I'm struggling a little bit. And action.
Hello, Michael. What took you so long? I knew you'd come for me sooner or later. But you would have never found my son. If on the day you're facing the other way, I may have to come in.
Is Ruby neck?
Not yet.
Not yet.
So there, and then I'll come back out and then redo the shot.
Very good. Perfect.
Is there?
Sound speed?
33 Delta, take one. A mark.
B mark.
Here we go. And action. And now come down from that. Reframed. And Jamie.
Oh my God.
No, Sarah, you are bugging out again, all right?
Rudy,
Just calm down.
he's
Nothing
here.
House. There's no one here. What are you something here? There's nothing in here.
I don't know.
Here, you would say, I'm telling you, I saw
Telling you,
him.
Rudy, I saw him. He's in the house.
I'm telling you, there's nobody in the house but the six of us. There's nobody else here.
But I saw him. He's in there.
Where? In
Right,
there?
exactly, that's what I need. Right.
Okay.
And you'll be just a little like,
Yeah.
with a smile.
Right. Mask, Paula. You got it on?
Okay.
Got it on?
Yeah, we good.
It says for the first part.
Go look
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Ooh, I don't see Michael Myers. Where'd he go?
Rudy, there was
Oh
some.
my. There's nobody here. He's bugging out again.
It's not funny, okay? He's down in that room right there.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in the house. There's no Michael Myers here. There's nobody. Where is it? Where is it? Where is he? In here. Ooh, Michael Myers. Where's Michael Myers? I don't see
Rudy, I saw him.
Because you're not knowing how nicely it worked out. I have it so that we receive somewhat of a chunky back end at the end of all of this. So unless you don't with your back end, go along with it. But I definitely want mine. Is that cool with you? Thanks. Yo, chill, man, chill.
Here we go, and action.
Rudy, I'm telling you, stop laughing. He's in the house.
There's nobody here. You're just bugging out again.
No, he is. I'm sitting in there, and I saw him come out of there.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in the house. There's nobody.
Hey.
Where is he? Where is he?
In here.
Where'd you see him?
In here.
Where is he? Michael Myers.
Well, he was in there
Michael
when I was
Myers here?
standing in.
So I'll see y'all later. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
All right. So what do you guys want to do? I don't know.
Action, Buster.
I don't know where he is. Rudy!
Cut. Just one more. You okay? Yeah. You all right? Okay. Not bad, still. A little low still.
You see him? Right there. He's in this corner.
Yes.
I'm all good. You don't know what?
Flashlight. And then in comes Michael Myers. That chair, you should grab that chair before, earlier, right?
Earlier?
Yeah, a little earlier as he's kicking the, can you?
All the way up. When I'm speaking, I'll rush him.
Yeah, I'll try to cue you right before he speaks.
Oh, you?
Yeah, so I'll just, and if I haven't cued you, go in. Right, over there. And action.
Chair.
Killing. He's killing.
Jim, run! Run!
Go in on Sean.
take one. Hey, Mark. Hey, Mark.
And frame. Ready? You're taking them from the door. Yeah. Here we go. And action. Go. Yeah, Michael Myers. Michael Myers.
Jim, run! Run!
On shot for run. Ready and go.
Jim, run!
One more.
Run!
Over to Bianca. Go, Bianca. Go. Cut. Action. Michael Myers.
Run! Jim, run!
Oh, God.
Go.
Oh, God.
Cut. Right. That's right. Okay, good. Right. Good. Okay. Excellent. Okay, you guys ready? And action. Well, not at first. Whoa, easy, guys. There you go.
What are you doing in here, you little farce? They're exploring the house of mass murderer alive. Watch.
Background action!
And basta.
Freddie, I got 2 words for you.
What's that?
Product placement.
What are you thinking over there, big fella? I like the sound of that.
Yeah, we're walking around the house discovering the secrets of Michael Myers. We could be drinking Pepsi.
You're right.
Or sporting Gap.
You're right. We can do all of those things for a nice, sexy, small fee.
For 10% plus expenses, I can hook you up.
How about that? Make it happen, champ. Hey, how's everyone doing this evening?
Freddie,
Hey, what's
I
up?
got 2 words for you.
What now?
Product placement. Look, we go around the house, we're searching for the secrets of Michael Myers. We could be drinking Pepsi or...
In just seconds, the windows will be boarded up, the doors will be locked shut behind everybody, and anyone who tries to sneak out, anyone, will be picked up by a camera. So I'll be ready. Let the dangertainment begin!
Reach up for the camera. Reach up, camera. Up.
Actually, you know what? Okay. Kyra, let's move your chair to the right.
Remarking? Remark?
Yeah, good. Okay, ready? Yes, good.
Action.
Hey, Orson Welles, pick a placement and move on.
Low angles, scary. High angles, scary. Medium angle, boring.
Ooh, and where'd you learn that one? Shooting weddings and bar mitzvahs?
75 Charlie, take 2.
Mark. And frame.
Video playback. Action.
Hey, Orson Welles, pick a placement and move on.
Look, I'm on a schedule here, okay? And we're not remaking Touch of Evil, so just...
Good, Wells is overrated.
Overrated my ass. You know, just tell Max to go rig a camera in the sister's room.
Max is back at the hotel helping Freddie.
And who was that in there with you?
Catherine.
75 Apple, take 1. Mark.
And frame.
And video playback. Camera. Action.
Hey, Orson Welles, pick a placement and move on.
Speed.
Sound speed.
75 Apple, take 2.
Shiny.
And frame.
And playback. Camera. Action.
Hey, Orson Welles, pick a placement and move on.
Low angles,
know what? Let's cut. That's all right. Don't, I wouldn't go for the whipped cream. Camera. Action.
Hey, Orson Welles, pick a placement and move on.
Low angles, scary. High angles, scary.
And action.
Look a little pale. Want a piece of my sandwich?
This is the best sandwich I've ever had in my life.
And Frank.
Action.
Take 3. Mark. Frank.
Action.
What you laughing at? You're a little pale. You want a piece?